We introduce our study, stroking stimuli to ear emotionally affect musical and non-musical sounds in a different way. We made a handheld ear stroking device. The handheld part and the contactor are connected by a DC motor. The motor is connected to the earphone plug of a PC via a motor controller. The contactor with the DC motor rotates when an audio clip is played from the PC. The DC motor rotated in synchronization with the volume of the presented sound stimulus. The motor rotates slowly when the volume of the sound stimulus is low and fast when it is high. In this study, we investigated the effects of the stroking stimuli that we introduced above during listening to relaxing sounds. The sounds we used were the sound of rain, shampoo, piano, and classical music. We explain about the experiment we conducted. The participants experienced 2 conditions in succession for each of the 4 types of sounds. In one condition, only the sound stimuli were played. In another condition, both the sound and stroking stimuli were played. Each sound lasted 30 seconds in each condition. 2 conditions were experimented with the interval of 1 minute. The order in which the 2 conditions and 4 sounds were presented was randomized. After experiencing 2 conditions, the participants answered a questionnaire. They selected the more applicable condition for each of 8 emotional adjectives adapted from Russell's circumplex model. The items were awake, joyful, pleasant, relaxed, sleepy, depressed, unpleasant, afraid. This is the result of the experiment. This figure shows the proportions at which audio plus stroking stimuli condition being selected for the non-music group and the music group. A binomial test was used as a statistical test. The proportions of the emotional items with an asterisk, border, and polka dot patterns are significantly different from the chance that is 0.5. The application of stroking stimuli increased relaxing and pleasant feelings during listening to the non-music sounds, and increased unpleasantness during listening to the music. 2 questions arise. Why did the stroking stimuli to the ear increase pleasant feelings and relaxation during listening to the non-musical sounds? And why did the stroking stimuli increase unpleasantness during listening to the music? First, we explain why the stroking stimuli to the ear increased pleasantness and relaxation during listening to the non-music sounds. A previous study showed that stroking stimuli to the forearm evoked more pleasant feelings than vibration stimuli. The stroking stimuli to the ear we used in the experiment might evoke pleasant feelings. Also, in this study, the stroking stimuli were presented to the external ear. The vagus nerve exists near the external auditory meatus. Some earlier studies have shown that mechanical stimulation to the external ear leads to a more low arousal state of human emotion. For example, air pressure stimulation to the ears decreased heart rate. Therefore, the stimulation of the external ear we did in this experiment might evoke sleepiness. The stroking stimuli induced pleasantness. The ear stimulation induced sleepiness. Consequently, the combination of pleasantness and sleepiness induced relaxation. By the way, why did the stroking stimuli increase the unpleasantness of music? Our hypothesis is that the friction sound with F-inverse frequency characteristics generated during the presentation of the stroking stimuli reduced the quality of the listening experiences of the musical sounds that didn't contain F-inverse frequency characteristics. Non-musical sounds contain F-inverse frequency characteristics. Therefore, these sounds weren't affected by frictional sounds that contain F-inverse frequency characteristics. In contrast, music doesn't contain the characteristic. Thus, music might be affected by frictional sounds. We summarize our study. We made an ear-stroking device that rotates in synchronization with the volume of the presented sound stimulus and investigated the effects of the stroking stimuli while listening to relaxing sounds. The results showed that applying the stroking stimuli to the external ear made the non-musical sounds perceived as more pleasant and relaxing, and made the musical sounds perceived as more unpleasant. Thank you for watching.